What is going on? In this video, we want to be real quick and show you why this ad system exists and why most contractors never see ads work. This is our story. This is how we've got here, and you'll get to see where we started as well. And we didn't start in marketing, we'll be clear. We started as operators in the field, running our own landscaping business, doing the hard work, learning invoicing, learning customer communication, and learning how to get customers consistently. And that was one of our big problems when we first started out. We didn't have a website. We didn't have any reviews. We didn't even have a social media presence. So we just turned to Facebook ads. We saw it as the quickest way that we could generate revenue and get our business off the ground. But Sawyer, it wasn't that easy, right? I mean, we started with flyers when we first started. We thought flyers were going to be the way for us. We would go out at night, like just spending countless hours handing out flyers, trying to get off the ground. And then we got enough capital and got our first couple customers, and then we eventually started to push into just Facebook ads. So yeah, that was a crazy time. As you can see here, this is Sawyer on the left. This is my brother and business partner, and this is me on the right here, just doing some mulch. We started from the trenches, man. We've been through trying to scale a service business, so we know how hard it is to get predictable customers on demand. Our business was called Halverson Bros Outdoor Services. We serviced over 100 customers. We started in summer of 2024 in this small little town here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We did a couple cool homes. We worked on an $8 million estate. We serviced a lot of customers. We did a lot of ads, and we built it without a following and without a brand. We had no reviews, and then we had some customers obviously here. Started to get reviews, started to get our systems dialed in, months into us starting the business, and we definitely regret some things we didn't do sooner. But we know what it feels like to not scope out a job correctly. We know what it feels like to work with a bad customer, right? Someone that's very picky and nitpicky. And yeah, we've lived through what the world of a service business is. And this is what a lot of marketing agencies cannot relate to. They just can't. They've never lived through it. They just hear from it, from their clients and from the experience. So we've lived through it all, and also being burned by an ad agency in the process of this whole thing, trying to get better at running ads. And the problem with us wasn't leads. We were pretty slow when we first started, but the reality of it is we just didn't have inconsistent jobs. There's no predictability, and there's really no control in our marketing and acquisition systems, right? Everyone tells you to just get more leads, run ads, post content, but those are a lot of different systems, right? And that's a lot of time you have to allocate to marketing. So what we really kind of set out to do in our business was, how can we start systemizing this stuff so we can save more time on the front end, and we can just focus on fulfillment and starting to get a crew established and put together. But then once we would do that, we would try to focus time on fulfillment, and then the marketing system would break. And then we would have to go back into the marketing side of things to try to get more customers. And then it was just an endless cycle, right? We don't even have enough lead flow to get employees and give them predictable work. So that was a big problem that we saw early on. And we tried marketing help, right? These guys literally, it's like a black box, I like to call it. You kind of just throw your money into a black box, and then they're just like, just give it another month. Just give it another month. So we paid for ads. They didn't give us a system. They didn't do market research. We had really no ownership of what they were building, and we didn't see an outcome. We just ended up burning money for a month, and then we were like, hey, screw this. We're going to learn this ourselves, right? We're going to learn this ourselves and learn to do it the right way. And we realized with the system and going through that process of working with a bad agency is that the ads that we were running weren't broken. They weren't the problem. We were missing the system. We had no good follow-up process. We had no qualification process. So we just kept getting tire kickers that would come into our funnel. We weren't replying to them fast enough. We were on the job, so we weren't able to reply to every lead that came into our system, right? We didn't have good messaging, right? So we kept getting the wrong people into our funnel, and we just overall didn't have any structure in our ad acquisition system. And then once we created the system, we saw a crazy return on our investment. It was summer, it was early spring, and in landscaping, in spring, you see a big surge of interest right away. Everyone, the snow's gone, it's warming up, people want to get outside work done. So we decided, hey, we're going to hammer it hard in the spring. We spent $10,000 over the course of 4 months on ads, and we were able to generate $100,000 in revenue off that ad spend, 10x ROAS in 4 months. Same market, same business, just a new system, a new way of running things. This was probably like our 4th attempt at trying to run ads. And we were like, we're going to run it right this time. We're going to actually build a system out of it so we can scale. And these are just some of the results that we were able to see. 108 leads, $7 per lead just on this one campaign. 19 leads, $12 per lead. 49 leads, $12 per lead. And the list goes on and on. And this is for the landscaping niche, so you could see probably different results depending on which niche you're in, a higher or lower cost per lead. But these leads were qualified, they were buyer intent, and they wanted to move forward, right? And we had a good system in place to be able to handle that volume and follow up with them and nurture them so we could squeeze every dollar we could possibly squeeze out of the pipeline. So why do we exist? In all honesty, we built this system that we wish existed when we were operators, right? We're not an agency idea, we're a field tested solution. We started our service business, we tried to get marketing help. Money was leaking, we had confusion, we didn't know what to do, right? We thought they knew what they were doing, but they didn't really know what they were doing. And then we decided to learn and build our own system and master the craft ourselves. And we were able to achieve controlled growth through our service business with that system. And now we want to do the same for other service businesses and contractors to help them grow. Implement a predictable system built with AI, something that's time efficient, right? We don't want you to spend a bunch of time that you already don't have, right? We wanted to make something that was time efficient. And being an actual operator in a service business, we were owner operators, right? We didn't have someone that was dedicated to marketing. We didn't really have a sales team. It was just us, right? So we needed to find a way to make a system that gave us our time back, but also allowed us to get more leads and get more jobs and actually scale our business. And that's exactly what we did with HB Marketing. That's how this system came to life. We have no agency background. We didn't just buy a course and start selling Facebook ads as a service. We built this as operators first. We solved our own problem in the field, in the flesh, and now we're helping other service businesses do the same. I hope this video gave you a little bit of intro about who we are and where we came from and why we are qualified to be able to provide this service to other service businesses. At the end of the day, we just want to help you scale your business and do it the right way with a good system that doesn't break when you stop catering to it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to watch our breakdown, our process breakdown. We'll have it linked in the description. And if you haven't booked a call yet for some reason, you can also book a call down below. But yeah, we're looking forward to the call and we'll see you soon.